Hi, Justin.
Hi, Justin.
It's Friday.
Popcorn.
Kind of just
suggested, well, maybe we should do the vlog. And he's like, yeah, and he sits at the camera, and then he turns it on, and I'm like, okay, what do we talk about now? What are some subjects that he talked about?
Okay, talking about moderation. Go.
Okay, this may get a tiny bit poetic, but I've just been thinking that love is pretty much the only free thing you can get.
I would tend to disagree. I think that in some situations, like, it shouldn't necessarily be this way, but people have to work pretty hard to obtain love from other people.
Okay, if you're attracted to someone and they're attracted to you, and you just share a kiss, and you don't... I'm just leaving it at that, just because I haven't really thought about anything past that. But I'm saying, like, you both get something out of it, and none of you has to pay the other for it. I mean, you're both completely happy with what you just did, and there's... In some strange way, I can't even explain why the logic is this, but...
You're not really putting much into the interaction, but you're both getting something out of it. It's a win-win situation.
Exactly. I think that's why I said you don't really need to have a lot of balance in it.
So do you think it takes more faith to act on stage or in a movie? Because in a movie you have to have faith in your acting, in that you're not going to get immediate feedback, but you can take as many takes as you want to. You know, the director will get mad at you if you take too many. But on stage...
That's kind of what I meant. Sorry.
On stage, you get an immediate reaction from the audience, so you know when you did something right, but if you mess up, you're screwed. Or ridiculed or something. That's
kind of why I've been sort of debating back and forth between film acting and stage acting. Because I love that immediate reaction that you get from a stage audience. Okay, on with the video.
So on music, Justin, you're talking about how music can be broken down to a physics, and I do agree that the sound frequencies and the way that they're produced can be broken down. But that's like saying that, I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I feel like that's kind of like saying that analyzing the physics of the makeup of the paints and the colors in art really do anything to truly describe the feeling that you get from it. And I think that's kind of the direction you're going with that. But I don't think the physics of music has a whole lot to do with the feelings that we get from it. Yeah.
The creativity and the unexpected parts of music come in...
Okay, what do you think about that?
What does catharsis mean? I forgot.
Emotional...
Transformation.
Emotional cleansing.
Yep. What?
So it's like...
I always thought of it as some sort of transformation. Yeah, I know. It can
kind
be
of.
It's associated with emotional cleansing.
I think that's mostly what, like, it's like what he's getting at here is, like, the tension, like, it makes everything seem really, well, to use musical terms, dissonant. And then the catharsis is when it becomes pure.
I see. When you build up the tension and then release.
My comment to that is, how can a minor song do that? Because the scale that it's based on doesn't really feel pure.
Politic by Coldplay, when you have the dominant seventh.
No, it doesn't resolve. Mm-hmm. It just pounds.
I don't know. That's what bothers it. Pound.
Boom, 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 boom.
Dun 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 dun. Like if I've ever been to Westboro. Dun dun dun. It's a very intense.
I love how that's the only way we can describe it.
It starts out with a very. All they do is just pound the chord again and again and again and again and again. And what it is, it's a major triad with a dominant seven on the top. It's one of those chords where you have to have it resolve, or else you drive yourself crazy thinking about why it doesn't resolve. It just doesn't feel right if it doesn't resolve, and it resolves into a minor chord. And I don't know. It's just when you said you can't really resolve into a minor chord. This is one of the melodies that I'm talking about. That it just makes sense.
I feel that I like it because I don't feel like it makes sense.
What?
I like that I feel dissonance pretty much throughout the whole piece, and that the melody doesn't really seem to sit nicely inside the chords that are going on underneath.
Yeah, I know the melody, like when he sings and open up your eyes. Yeah. That sounds really dissonant with the rest of the music.
I like that. And I like that it doesn't feel like it really resolves. Like the melody at the beginning part of that verse is pretty much the same as the melody at the end part of that verse. Just repeated, but...
Exactly. I just love it. It's so repetitive and...
Or the refrain, rather.
Yeah, it's so repetitive and powerful, but I don't know. It feels like it resolves to me, and I feel like you can resolve to a minor chord. Like, I don't know, maybe
I
it's
feel like
just a
you
matter of
can,
opinion,
but I don't feel like it should be satisfying. Like, I don't feel like that should give you the rush if that's what it's... Like, I mean, if it does, I don't think that's why, I guess.
This is our collaborative vlog.
Bye, Justin!
Alright. So, Elan is now gone. He's going to make a short response addressing your last question regarding protecting jobs. And I will make a video after he does addressing the same things as well. But that's all for tonight. Goodbye!